are big in India, and if you look at the sales charts month on month, you will notice that most of Indians prefer buying SUVs. Now VW as a company understood this some time ago, and as a result it showcased the Taigun concept last year at the Auto Expo. From then on, the company has been working relentlessly to create its whole image about being a SUV company. So much so that it's called itself SUVW. Now we have this, the Taigun with us, and we are here to tell you how it drives, what it offers, and whether this should be on your buying list or not. But before we do any of that, do remember to subscribe to the Auto Today YouTube channel and press that little bell icon so that you get notified every time we go live with a new video. The Taigun is a brand new SUV based on the same India-specific MQB-A0iN platform, and the game here is localization. VW tells us that the new Taigun is 95% localized, which also means that the cost of ownership can be kept well under check. Let's start with the front end design. It looks very much like a Volkswagen. You know, that common design family face is very evident when you look at this front end. Well, for most of us, if I even remove the badge up front, you will be able to recognize this vehicle as a Volkswagen, and that's a good thing. What Volkswagen has also done is added a bit of bling in form of a bit of chrome in front. That's something which Indians love, and that's what their research says. So they've added bits of chrome around, and to be really honest, it looks really nice. I love these headlamp units, and they also feature daytime LED lights, which you can't make out right now with this rain coming down. But overall, it's a very sporty design. It's got nice curves out here, so it looks really nice in your mirror, and there is no way that we can fault the Taigun as far as looks is concerned. Now, if the front end was nice and sporty, the rear end adds to that. But before we get to the full rear end, let me tell you that these roof rails out here are not just for cosmetics. It's not a showpiece. It's actually a load-bearing unit, and what you can do is have a roof rack on it and carry your bicycle on top of the roof, or a roof box, which is very, very handy. Now, if you come back to the rear end, I like this treatment a lot. You know, the spoiler gives it a nice aerodynamic look, and it's actually a nice looking thing. If you look at this curve, it looks really nice. But the party piece of the Taigun is this. This is the tail light cluster, and as you can see, this whole thing lights up. Now, VW call it the infinity lighting console, and I must say that this is one of my most favorite design features on the Taigun. The other car we got to drive was the Taigun 1.5 TSI mated to the DSG automatic gearbox. There are some visual differences, and this includes fancier headlamps, 17-inch wheels, and even a sunroof. Inside the Taigun is a nice and spacious place to be. Once again, variants determine the trim inside. For example, the red Taigun you see here is a manual variant, and hence comes with red accents on the dash and an old school twin pod analog instrument panel. It also gets a digital readout in the middle, which offers a lot of data for the driver. The infotainment system is quite a large and big unit, and it's got a lot of apps going for it. So you have these apps which are preloaded. You also have this button here, or rather a touch point, which is for traction control. So if you want to switch it off, you place it and this lights up. You also get a display on the instrument panel that your traction control is switched off. And then, apart from the usual radio and everything, you get wireless Apple and Android Car Auto. Apart from that, you can also swipe through and go through your vehicle status, where you get this section where you can have your driving data. So as you can see, it's 11.6 kmpl since this vehicle was refueled, but since we have started this morning, it's 13.3 kmpl. So quite an informative display. It's also showing us the range right now, and overall it's a nice to use system which sits very well with this overall design theme of the interiors. The Taigun also comes with a wireless charging feature. The only thing which looks odd here are the touch sensitive pads for the climate control system. The display is small and using it will take a bit of getting used to. The driver's seat is adjustable too, but manually. The steering, on the other hand, can be adjusted for both reach and rake. Now when we come to space, there is a lot to offer by the Taygun. Even with the front passenger sitting in a very comfortable position, rear seat passengers will have no complaints about the room offered. As far as features are concerned, it includes a rear AC vent, twin Type-C charging ports, and also a central armrest with cup holders, quite interesting. The boot too is generous and offers an intrusion-free space. While most of the features remain same on the DSG and manual versions, there are some differences inside too. The first thing you will notice is the absence of the color coordinated dash. Then there is the futuristic digital instrument panel system, which VW calls a digital cockpit. It sure looks premium and is fancy enough. And since it's a DSG, you also get paddle shifters here. The cars we drove both came with the 1.5 litre TSI petrol engine. This 4-cylinder TSI engine offers 150 bhp and 250 Newton meters of torque, and it features cylinder deactivation technology. What the system does is, when power is not in demand, it shuts down 2 out of the 4 cylinders in a bid to become a little more efficient. Quite fancy, eh? But how does it drive? Let's find out. On startup, the 1.5 TSI feels rather smooth. There is very little vibration or noise which creeps into the cabin. The clutch action is light and the manual gearbox impresses with its crisp and short throws. The SUV takes off fast and it sure feels like a sub 10-second SUV. In the city, the SUV feels brisk and there is plenty of power to trundle along at high gears, and then when power is needed, just step on the accelerator and the Taygun takes off. The torque spread also matters a lot. On the highway, the Taygun is just like a dream to drive. If you want performance, the SUV will be ready to hover past the 150 kmph mark with ease to a claimed top speed of 190 kmph. However, if you are out for a cruise, don't be surprised to see an update on your digital IP which will announce that 2 out of the 4 cylinders have been deactivated. Needless to say, you will barely notice that Taygun is now driving on 2 cylinders only. When it comes to fuel economy, the trip computer showed us an average of over 14 kmpl, and that in spite of driving the Taygun rather hard. This sure is a good sign, although we should reserve our judgment till we put it through a rigorous road test. The DSG variant feels a lot more comfortable to drive as the gearbox shifts smoothly through the cogs. The idea is to make the gears shift up by modulating the accelerator. Gentle modulation coupled with cylinder deactivation technology, and the Taygun should bless you with a good fuel economy. But in case you are in a sporty bent of mind, the gearbox will shift down and give you good acceleration. We love how it can dart through the traffic with ease. Adding to its accolades is the ride quality, which is better than the manual, which rides on smaller wheels. Ride quality, yes, we need to talk about that too. When it comes to ride and handling, the Taygun excels in a Germanic way. The stiff setup ensures good dynamics and a fun to drive feel. The suspension absorbs well at higher speeds, dismissing the potholes with ease. The passengers within don't feel much. At slower speeds though, a bit of it is felt. High speed stability though is top class on the Taygun, and this inspires confidence within the driver. The Taygun also loves corners and holds its ground well. The steering is light too, and this means that while it is easy to park in the tight city spaces, it is also offering you a lot of feedback at higher speeds. Perfect German SUV. To sum it up then, the Taigun is a true German which is sure to please the enthusiast. But for those who just want a good car, VW will have to price the Taigun smartly. This will ensure the Taigun's success in India.